everyone, and welcome to Refill Your Glass. My name is Amy Glass, and I have with me on this special series of Drinks with Friends, Kim. Kim is an expert, master of the second impression, unleashing business success through image, attire, and body language mastery. That sounds pretty amazing. She is a certified image and business coach, and is a transformation with her KDM Life and Beauty, drawing from over 35 years of direct sales and beauty industry mastery. Kim empowers women, unveiling the art of monetizing the 7-second impression through attire, image, and body language, elevating confidence, seizing opportunities, and achieving unparalleled success. By joining Kim in rewriting your story. That's pretty powerful stuff, Kim. Enhancing your journey by participating in her dynamic YouTube and Facebook Lives each week, where Kim generously shares her invaluable tips on complementing her teachings and teaching you how to step out with confidence and style. I'm so honored you're here, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us today on Refill Your Glass.
Thank you, Amy, for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. I really am.
Yeah. So your community and your expertise is basically teaching women to dress themselves in actually learning their body type and dressing to complement their beauty and enhancing their beauty and then making them feel confident inside and out. So how does that even come about, or how did you even get into this sort of stuff?
Well, a couple ways. First off, I grew up in a very strict religion where there were lots of do's and don'ts that you couldn't do. You couldn't dress this way. You couldn't do that way. And so when you go through that, especially as a teenager, you figure out ways to make yourself look good, different in a good way. And so that was, I'm so thankful. I wasn't thankful at 13 through 18, but I am thankful now, because it taught me how to learn how to present myself, how to dress the way that made me look good, even though I had to dress different. And so I'm grateful for that. And that's how it started, how the business started. Really cool story. And it's one of my favorites, because my girlfriend, who had absolutely no fashion sense at all, zero, was a John Maxwell life coach.
Yeah.
Brilliant coach. I mean, it was just her forte. But when it came to getting on stage, she didn't look like a coach. So she came to me and she said, help me. And I said, okay, let's go shopping. So we got her husband's credit card and we went shopping, which I don't do that now. I don't shop for people, but I advise them on what looks good. And literally we dressed her. And by the way she dressed, I mean, she went with the hangers, with Ziploc bags, with all the accessories, the shoes, everything. All she had to do was take it off in the morning, get dressed, because I wasn't with her, and get on stage. And by doing that, that allowed her to bring in additional clients that she would not have gotten, because her appearance attracted. And that's what it's all about. You've got 7 seconds. People judge you in 7 seconds. It's not fun to think about, but it's truth, you know?
Yes.
And so when you've only got that 7 seconds, you need to make it count. And so when, you mentioned that I teach dressing for your body type, when you know what looks good on you and you're dressed that way, then you can walk into an environment with confidence on the outside, whether you're shaking on the inside, no one has to know. But when you present yourself that way, then it can be all about the other person. And when it's all about that other person, that's that 7-second impression. When you make it all about them and you walk in with confidence and you're comfortable in your own skin, because, I say all the time, God made you exactly the way he meant to. You are perfect just the way you are. And so many women can't, it breaks my heart when I hear that they can't even look in the mirror, because you're perfect. You were meant to be just like you are. There is a reason. And so that's what the 7-second impression is all about. But learning how to do that, it is an art form. learning the body language, how to move your hands, how to move your head, how to smile, how to react and interact with other people.
Yeah. And the energy behind it and all that as well. And I think that you can reflect from the inside out, and when you have that confidence on the outside, you tend to you do feel better. Everyone knows that, and you can be men, women, anything. If you're looking good, you feel good, and that also goes like you can look. We're not here to say, we're not being shallow and saying that you have to dress to impress all the time, but it's when it's in those moments where you want to impress and stuff. And look, we can all. Everyone loves lounge wear or just having your home clothes on and just not having to deal with it. Yeah, me too. But when you want to impress or feel good and go out and just sometimes I think as women we need to step away, especially when we're parents or we're we're wives, all these things. We wear all these different hats. Sometimes it's nice to just take all those hats off and put something on that makes us feel good and look good, and we go out and we have a good time. And that is just so powerful, not only for your physical and mental health, but just for your confidence as well. So as you know, mental health is my forte. I'm big on the self-talk and the negative self-talk and all that kind of stuff. So this sort of stuff to me, it's kind of like reducing your negative self-talk and limiting beliefs and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like the cake, and then this is the icing and the pretty stuff on top, and you've got this beautiful, wonderful cake that you want. It's such a weird, I don't know why. It must be wanting cake. Yeah.
But that's a great analogy, because this week I saw some lady who said, and of course some of my favorite days are my no makeup days. You're not going to see me on camera like that, because I mean, if I'm an image coach and I come on without makeup, how much are you going to trust me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was talking about how she had put on makeup for the first time in a really long time, and she goes, I had forgotten the joy. And I commented back that it's kind of like coloring. When we all sit down, if you sit down and color, that brings back childhood memories, that it's just that joy that you feel. And so it really is like that. It's true. It's icing on the cake. And that's why I say I teach confidence from the outside in, and you teach it from the inside out. And so that's just it's like a hand in glove kind of thing.
Yeah. And for me, for myself, I've had massive body issues most of my life, and dressing for me, I hate having like an event to go to, because I just never know what to wear, and I just feel like I don't have style. But everyone says, particularly my husband, says that I always look good, but it is when you don't. But then when I have find an outfit on that very rare occasion, and I've got the shoes and the accessories and all the things, and you put that on and go, oh, it's such a big change. And you're right, it can literally transform you if you are someone that is especially if you're in a profession or anything like that, and you feel like you're not getting to that next level. It could literally just be that, unfortunately, some people are judging you based on what you're wearing, and which is silly, but it's just human nature. And I think it's more the men. This is not downgrading on men, but I work in a very male dominant industry, and it's a male energy, I suppose is probably the best word to say, a masculine energy. And I kind of gave up dressing nice to go to work, because I'm just like, oh, no one sees me and blah, blah, blah. And I do think that this probably has put me back a little bit in relation to success, because I just turn up. I dress nice and I dress appropriately because we have dress codes, but I don't put makeup on, I don't put appearance, I just turn up. And you can definitely tell the ones that put a little effort in, they do seem to have a little bit more success in that, which is unfortunate because it should be all about job and your experience, but this is the world we live in, heaps. And I think that it can be something, a powerful tool when you learn it. And Kim's has the expertise and the experience on to do it. And trust me, I've seen all her lives and I've done a few of her challenges, and I just, how do you even, like, I don't, I'm just like, for me, I put jeans on and a shirt.
And and it's funny you say that. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I used to own an underground storage tank company, which was all men. I was the only woman in it, and I was one of the owners. And so I was the one that hired and fired. And those 5 years of my life, literally, I became a different person because there is a difference. I mean, you have to work harder in that environment. And women in general, the clothing industry is not kind to women, especially once they get 40 plus. And so it's up to us to learn, to find someone like myself to guide you to where that you can find the right things and be able to, I mean, it can be something as small as, I've done courses on how to take a t-shirt and make a difference in your outfit by just tweaking it with putting a quarter and a rubber band in it, or making sure that the length of the shirt hits you right. That was such a fun thing. I was with my BFF that I've had since I was 7 in December, and we were getting ready to go to my niece's wedding, and she had put this sweater on over her outfit, and I was like, "Oh, Sharon, hold on just a second. Come here." And so I said, "Stand in front of the mirror." And we took the bottom of her sweater and we rolled it up a hem length. And I said, "Okay, look at this. Now we're going to go one more hem length." And she went, "Oh, my hips just got smaller." I said, "Yeah, it did." And so we took garment tape, and taped it up. And it made her go from frumpy to, a wow factor. Yeah. It's just the little tiny things, like putting on earrings before you walk out of the house, or putting on a scarf or some pop of color somewhere.
Yeah. And I'm like a stylish person going out there. I dress for comfort. I'm such a comfort person.
But girl, there's so many cute comfort things out now. Oh,
yeah. I wish we lived in the same country. You could take me shopping. I need like a style guru. I've even come to the point. My sister-in-law, who's the same age as me, she's very stylish, and I get her to take me shopping, and she'll be like, "I'll pick something," and she goes, "No, that's not stylish. That's comfort." And I'm like, "Oh yeah," but then there's some. You're right. The clothing industry is not kind to women. I think it's just insane, especially like you can go to one. I know you've got Target in America. We have Target here. You can be in the same store and using their same brand, so their brand, and you can be anywhere between a 6 and a 12. Like in pants, it's just mind-blowing. Like, no wonder women have such complexes about their body image, because there's just no consistency with the clothing size and stuff, and you've got social media that's saying that you have to be a certain way, you have to look this in order to be successful, you have to be this, blah, 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 blah. And it's just all these things. There's so much pressure on women. I think it's even, especially for teenagers now, unfortunately, it's just so, I'd hate to. I thought it was bad when I was a teen, but now we've got social media and these poor girls, and there's the constant. I see it in my law enforcement job, that online bullying getting to a point where it's just like, where do these kids get this? Like, just how cruel and stuff. And it's so sad. And these poor girls are, they think they have to dress like ladies of the street, or whatever you want to call them, or very sexualized at a very young age. And it's like, oh no. But then you go to, you're right, like women over 40 or women in their 30s, if you don't want to dress like, there's either one style or another style. It's just there's no in between. Like I love a good I love business attire. I don't know why, I just love business attire. And but yet then for someone who's, I'm a shorty, I'm a short person. So I'm 5'2", so I'm pretty short, and finding clothes for shorties it's hard. Like there's petite, but then with petite you have to be actually tiny. And I'm not a person who's overweight or anything, but it's just mind-boggling. So I think that's probably why I haven't bought clothes in such a long time, because I avoid it.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
the last thing you want to do is go into those mirrors where you can see everything that you don't normally see.
Right.
And you're like,
exactly.
And
we are so hard on ourselves. You know, I follow a stylist, a gentleman in California that I dearly, dearly love. And one of the things that I got from him was, when you buy a pant size or something that is larger than you've normally worn, cut the stupid tag out. Who cares? Nobody needs to know what size it is. And then after a while, you forget. And you just think you're the size you are. It's a great
That is an excellent point, because you're right. It's only your subconscious or your negative self-talk telling you that, oh my God, you put weight on. Oh, look, now you were 10 before, and now you're 12. Oh, yeah, just chuck the tag out, cut the tag out. And yeah, I've gotten to a point now where I kind of know what size I am, but some of them, it is insane. Like sometimes I can fit into kids' clothes, but then I can't fit into women's clothes. Like it's just, it's horrible, and that. But you're right, cut the tag out, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference, and eventually you won't, and you'll be like, oh, I just love this. I love these pants because they make me look good and feel good, and they're comfortable, and they're slimming and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, you're right. You should dress or buy clothes for your body type and not the size. Now, that is something you talk a lot about. I see that, finding the perfect jean and all those sorts of stuff for your body type. Now, figuring out your body type is not, and it is an easy thing, but not an easy thing. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
We're cutting out just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Hear me? Okay, there we go. All right. Yes, and I will tell you, I have a freebie that all your people can get.
Yes.
If they go to my website, kimdmcclure.com, MCCLURE, go to my website, then you can download, go to resources. It's there. It's called The Key to Understanding Your Body Type. And literally, if you will take the time to do it, it will be an eye opener. One of my favorite stories is a girl that I coached, and we did her body type. She was really surprised by it because she thought she was another. She thought she was a pair, or she thought she was, I don't know what it was. Anyway, she was a straight. So she went, and I advised her on what clothes to buy for a straight, because unfortunately the standard is the curvy. We have the hourglass shape. That's what we want it to be. And so when she went and bought her outfit, then she went to her Christmas party. And when she walked in, instead of people saying, I love your outfit, they went, you look amazing. And she said it was just so different. Rather than being complimented on the clothes, it was the overall appearance, because she was wearing what was her body type.
And that was
because yes, her confidence
was radiating through. That energy was radiating through as well.
Yes. And it all ties together. And, we were talking about women over 40. When you get your 50s and things like that, your body kind of changes a little bit. Your bone structure never changes. So your body type is not ever going to change.
Yeah.
The outside fluff might. But I've got a great key there also on my resource page called How to Classily Disguise Belly Fat. And, because it happens. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It just happens. So there are ways, though, that you can disguise it, and people will never know. I've gone fluctuations of 30 degrees more, 30 degrees, 30 pounds more, not degrees. We were talking degrees earlier, 30 pounds more. And people have never noticed.
Yeah.
Because I know how to dress to disguise it. So
Yeah.
it's all, fashion can actually be a science. Dressing can be a science. And so if you're
Yeah.
a science geek, talk to me. Because it's just amazing when you find that out, because it makes such a difference.
Yeah, and I did your resource ages ago. I probably should redo it actually. And that free resource was amazing because I always thought that I was I think a pair, but I don't think I'm like a combination of two. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I always think, oh I have a bit of a booty and but actually so it's sort of like, oh okay, so I was dressing for that.
Right.
And so I was wearing really big tops to sort of cover it, and it made me look heavier than I am. And it was sort of like, oh, I'm sort of making myself. And then, you know, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I look so frumpy. That's because I'm dressed frumpy. I'm making myself look bigger than I am. And it's not in the animal world. That's what they want to make themselves bigger than what they are. But for predators, but we don't need to do that in the real life. we need to dress what's comfortable and what makes us confident and makes us feel better and stylish and stuff like that. So yeah, that resource is really, really good. I will get the link for that from Kim and I'll put that in the show notes as well. So you can go through that resource because it is very powerful. You could probably change if you have a idea of what you're see if you're correct, or two, and you might be absolutely surprised and you could change your whole way you dress and whole world of things could change in that, because and with I find with dressing, accessories, is accessories so important, or is it more just to really complement making you feel that little bit better, or is it just sort of?
I think accessories are super important. You notice one thing I love when I do videos is to wear larger earrings, necklaces that will show, because it just makes a difference. It can make, like, the length of your necklace, where it hits on your body, is going to draw the eye there. So if you want to draw the eye downward, depending on your body type, if you want to draw the eye downward, you're going to wear a necklace that's longer. If you want to draw the eye up, you're going to wear a higher necklace. You know, it's the sizes. If you are an extremely large person, large build, and maybe you can, the size purse that you carry can make a difference. The color, the color, your shoes can make a difference. If you're wearing an outfit and you'll wear nude shoes, you're going to elongate yourself, so you're going to look taller. There's just so many ways that you can do this, and I actually have a 6 weeks course that goes through all this. I mean, like, I teach tailoring, because tailoring, you need a tailor, because you never know when the pants are going to be too long or too short or whatever. And there is a place that will make you shorter or make you taller looking. And it's vital. And jackets, the same thing. I had a lady that was referred to me. Somebody, she was, I think she was a forensic pathologist. I don't remember. Anyway, she was going back. She was into court. She was doing the court thing. So the cross-examining, that's what it was. I remember that from when we talked. I act. Okay, but anyway, she was going into court and she hadn't been in a long time because of COVID. And she's like, I have nothing to wear. And so they said, talk to Kim. And so she Facebook messaged me, and I was like, okay, let's go through. And so I sent her some ideas of places to go and shop, some jackets. And I told her, and she told me, I said, go through and figure out your body type. Tell me the body type. I'll tell you what jacket length you should wear. And we didn't have time to get her to a tailor because I think it was like Friday and she was going into court on Monday. But
Yep.
I was like, okay, that's why they make fabric tape. They make tape that you can tape up your things when you can't get them hemmed. And so we made the jacket fit so that she had that exact look that she needed, to where that she looked dignified, she looked tall, she looked like she had the presence to go into the courtroom and win and know what she was talking about. And
Yeah, the
so that
professionalism
again
behind
is the 7-second impression. So it doesn't matter whether you're going to work, whether you're, whether you're going to school with the kids' teacher, whatever, you've got to have the ability to make the 7-second impression count.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's very powerful stuff, and I can definitely relate to the whole. I find jackets impossible because my arms can't go straight because of my muscular dystrophy. So I'm so subconscious about my arms. So I wear things. Yeah, you're like, oh, Amy, I need to help you. I need to help you.
But Amy, the crazy thing is positioning your sleeves.
Yeah.
I've got a video. I've got a 60-second video. I think it's maybe on my YouTube channel under shorts.
Yeah.
But it's got, where your sleeve length is.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a difference. Like if you're large busted, don't wear sleeves that hit at your bust, because where's the eye go? Bam, right to the bust. And so if you have a large waist, don't wear sleeves that hit at your waist. And so it's just little things. Watching where what you're wearing is attracting the eye. That's pretty much the key.
Yeah.
And knowing your body type.
Yeah, it's so interesting, and I can definitely see how it relates to like negative self-talk and all those sorts of things, and mental health and that confidence, because self-confidence is something I find with women we tend to not have a lot of. There are some women out there that have a lot of confidence, but unfortunately society dictates them as like a bitch or they're blah blah blah, and it's not true. It's just that people, mainly men, find them threatening because they're actually speaking their truth and they're showing their energy, and they're really tapped into their feminine energy, and they're very confident in this sort of stuff, and men can't handle that. It's very interesting. It's they call it the witch wound. It's something that's come through over the last few years, but it's talking about how the oppression of women have come through the ages, and it was mainly about like the witch trials, that how women, if they spoke out, if they did anything to not what their men or the people that owned them, because women were property for a long period of time, that was a thing. So it's a very interesting thing. So I've just lost Kim. Oh, you gotta love technology. So we're nearly at time anyway. So I just wanted to thank Kim for coming on today. I will definitely get those links for you people, a wonderful audience, to connect with Kim and get that freebie, because that freebie, literally, I was just like, oh my God, I am not that, why am I dressing like that? It makes me look so much bigger than I am, and it was because of her freebie. So I will get those links too. They'll be available in the show notes. Oh, she's back. Hang on, I'll drop her back in. And I was just saying that it's all right. I was just saying that I just lost you, but we're just about at time anyway. So I was just saying that we'll get those freebies, the links to the freebies for your figuring out your body type and how to connect with you. And if you're a person that is listening and really wants to improve their style, like myself, and I feel like, especially if you've got something like an event coming up, like if you're going for a job interview or a wedding or any sort of event where you just want to make a better impression, or you just generally just want to feel better, and instead of, if you're a person that, like myself, just gets stressed and goes, oh, this is it, and I know that's negative self-talk, and I do question it, trust me, because I am a negative self-talk guru in respect, but it is, I can hands down say that you definitely do feel better when you are dressed to impress. And you don't have to be out there to impress anyone. It could just literally to impress yourself, because that might, in a roundabout way, is self-love. Is because if you are giving yourself the time and energy to make yourself look and feel good, then that's just, it's just self-love, and that will radiate out. And that's what it's all about. And I think Kim will agree with that aspect of it, the whole self-love thing. And we just put it out there into the world. Is there anything else you want to finish off on with Kim? Is there anything you want to say to the audience?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. And just remember that you were created to be somebody, and you are extremely special. And you need to celebrate you. You really need to celebrate you, because there is a reason that you're here, and we need to hear you and see you.
Yeah, need to let that light shine. And at the moment, if you feel like that light is not full blaze, then we're here to help. There's people out there that are ready to help you and make you feel like that could be a little ember, and we can give you that oxygen to make that into a roaring flame, because you deserve to have the life that you dream of, that you want, and to have the happy, healthy life that you deserve. So thank you so much, Kim, for being on today. And remember, everyone, to refill your glass and get your thirst back to life. And we'll see you next time. Bye.